So today I'm going to be showing you Space Life, which is a small variation on the classic Life game, which is going to allow for more narrative experience and also more player interactivity at the same time. To start the game, you're first going to give each player one car and one matching spin to win token based on the color. Then give each player one captain peg and place it in their ship, as so. This represents the player of the ship. This is your captain. Finally, you're going to want to give each player $200,000. I prefer to do it in a denomination of one 100,000, one 50,000, and five 10,000s. You're then going to want to place the cards into 5 separate decks that you will place at the side of the board that will be there for the entire game. These piles are then going to be career, academy, ship, fleet, and action cards. You're then going to designate one player to be the banker. This player will control all money that is stored. You're then going to decide if you'd like to start your space adventure starting at the Space Academy, or just going into space starting your career directly. Once decided, go ahead and place your ship token at the start of the path. You're then ready to start the game. During your turn, if you pass a payday space, you're going to gain the salary that is listed on your current career card. If you do not have a career card, you are not going to get anything at payday. If you ever land on the payday space, you're going to get the salary that is listed on your career card plus $100,000. When your turn is over, you're going to see which space you landed on. In this case, I landed on an action space, which requires me to take an action card and do whatever it says. So this is my action card that I picked, which requires me to spin a number of times. And based on my roll, I get a certain amount of money from the bank. After I completed this action card, I discard the card, and the next player continues the game. If you land on a spin to win space indicated by a roulette, you're going to take your colored token and place it on the spin to win tile as shown, on whichever number you think is going to be rolled. The player who lands on the space also gets to place the silver token somewhere, getting 2 chances at getting the number right. After every player has placed their token down, the roulette is then spin until a number that is chosen gets spun. That player then wins $200,000. Recruit spaces indicated like this allow you to recruit members up to your fleet based on the indicated picture. For example, if I landed on this left recruit space, I'd only recruit 1 member. But if I landed on this right recruit space, I'd be able to recruit 2. You then take colored pegs and add them to your ship based on the number recruited. Ship spaces, indicated by a spaceship, let you buy a ship when you land on them. In order to buy a ship, you're going to go to the ship pile of cards and draw 2. Out of those 2 cards, you're going to decide which ship you want to buy, and then place the other one back in the pile. If you land on a ship space, you do not have to buy a ship. You do not have to do anything, but you can decide to shell a ship if you would like. If you land on a fleet member space, you get to draw a fleet card from the deck, only if you have a member in your fleet, indicated by a pink or blue peg. There are also certain stop signs in the game that require you to stop when you get to them, regardless of how many spaces you still have to move. You're going to do what it says on the stop sign, in this case, either choose the safe route or the risky route, and then spin again and continue moving. In the case of this stop sign, you're going to recruit a fleet member. The game ends when every player reaches retirement. Every player gets money based on when they reach retirement. The first player to reach retirement gets $400,000, the second player to reach retirement gets $300,000, third player to get retirement gets $200,000, and the last player to reach retirement gets $100,000. At this point in the game, you're going to count up all your money and determine who wins the game. At the end of the game, you get $50,000 for each additional fleet member you have, so not the green pegs, and you get to sell any ships that you have and get the value for them. That value is then added to your total money pool, which will be determined to see if you win the game. The main new mechanic in this game is space battles. If a player was ever to land on the same space as you, like so, they would then initiate in a space battle. A space battle happens when a player lands on the same space as another person. The player who landed on the space, in case the blue ship, will get to spin the wheel 2 times since they have 2 members in their crew. The player in the pink ship will get to spin 3 times since they have 3 members in their crew. After the players have spun their current amount of times, so 2 for the blue, 3 for the pink, they add those totals together and see who has the higher score total. There are also ship cards, as shown, that give you additional score to your score total when battling other players. So for instance, the blue player owns this X-Wing. If they rolled a 15 in their spins, an 8 and a 7, they have +2 from the X-Wing, which would give them 17 total. So the pink player got 15 and the blue player got 17, so that means the blue player wins. The blue player then has 2 options. He can either take a fleet member from the pink ships, so the blue peg, or take $200,000. This is based on what you need at the time. If you think you're gonna fight more people, you would go for the recruitment. If you need more money, closer to the end game, you would want the 200K, obviously. That was my game, Space Life. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed.